Attention in the field house. We have a lost phone. If you could look around you, we are missing an iPhone with a single camera lens on the back and a card inside the case. If you happen to find it, if you would return it to the announcer station over by the show ring, we would really appreciate it. Again, there's a missing iPhone. If you'd keep an eye out around you, and if you find it, return it to the announcer's table. Welcome to the 2026 Canyon County Fair Dairy Cattle Show. I'd like to introduce our judge, Isabel Leonard. Isabel resides in Kuna, Idaho, and grew up on her family's dairy in Virginia. She showed at local and national shows and has judged 4-H and FFA as well as in college at Virginia Tech. She works in dairy nutrition and coaches FFA dairy judging locally. Thank you again to our judge, Isabel Leonard. Our ring steward today is a former Nampa FFA member, Courtney Connolly, who also used to show dairy cattle. So thank you to Courtney as well. Now entering the ring, we have Class 1 FFA showmanship. From the Meridian FFA chapter, Mac Holmes. From the Nampa FFA chapter, Layla Pisca. From the Kuna FFA chapter, Kylie Smith. From the Meridian FFA chapter, Aubrey Workman. And from the Meridian FFA chapter, Chloe Betts.
First off, thank you all for having me today at the Canyon County Fair. This is a great event with a lot of FFA and 4-H students that are very passionate. Starting out off on this side, we have a really close pair in our top two. This young lady rose to the top. A few subtle differences, including when she got another person's heifer, she walked around that heifer. Never seen that heifer before today, but she's expected to show it. So she walked around the heifer to see the animal's conformation, as well as when she got back to her heifer after we switched heifers, she looked at the feet and legs and said, yeah, the last person didn't do that right. I'm going to set it up how I like to see it. So I was switching animals today to see how some of these students do with either a more or less trained animal. The top two had perfect heifers that walked around the show ring very well. Really close pair, as I said. Going into third, fourth, and fifth, these young ladies, their heifers did not cooperate today. A lot of loud noises. We talked some too about correct feet and leg placement and working with their heifers at home today. But great job to our FFA showmen today.
For Class 1 FFA showmanship, in 5th place from the Nampa FFA chapter, Layla Piska. In 4th place from Meridian FFA, Chloe Betts. In 3rd place from CUNA FFA, Kylie Smith. Our reserve grand champion FFA showman, Mac Holmes from the Meridian FFA, who will be receiving a buckle sponsored by Valley View 4-H. And our grand champion FFA showman, who will be receiving a buckle sponsored by Idaho Lighting Solutions, Aubrey Workman from the Meridian FFA chapter. Congratulations to all of our FFA showmen. And thank you to the dairy princesses who are helping us today. We're now about to welcome Class 2 to the ring, which are our novice 4-H showmanship competitors. All right, now entering the ring, we have Lillian Collette from the Dead End Ranchers 4-H Club. And a little heifer who's a little recalcitrant at the moment. I've had those calves. It's scary in here for a baby. And for the cows, too. And following Lillian, we have Marshall Stanley, also from the Dead End Ranchers 4-H Club.
Great to see some novice showmen out here, especially with two Guernsey calves today. This is a breed we don't see much of in Idaho. I talked to both Lily and Marshall about their calves and what they're eating, and I look forward to seeing Lily and Marshall show in the future as they grow up. Great to see the next generation.
Congratulations to our novice 4-H showmanship competitors. In second place, Lillian Collette from Dead End Ranchers. In first place, Marshall Stanley from Dead End Ranchers. And both of them will be competing for the junior showmanship finals here in just a few minutes. Please welcome to the ring, Class 3, our junior 4-H showmanship competitors. Our first to the ring should be Aurora Reynolds from Caveman Critters. And Hayden Christensen, also from the Caveman Critters.
Congratulations to our junior showmanship. These two gals came in with a nice cow and a heifer. The cow was really smooth today. This gal was just gliding across the show ring with a very intense eye contact as well. We talked a little bit about this cow's feet placement, making sure she's not too strung out. And in second, this young lady's heifer was not quite as cooperative as this cow, but as we continue to work with her, the heifer will act well. Complimented the gal on her feet placement and eye contact. We're going to bring back in the juniors, or the novice, for the junior runoff.
Congratulations to our junior 4-H showmanship participants. In second place from the Caveman Critters, Miss Aurora Reynolds. In first place, also from the Caveman Critters, Miss Hayden Christensen. And now you'll see in the ring all 4 participants from our novice and junior levels who are competing for the overall Junior Grand and Reserve Championship.
Let's give a round of applause to these junior showmen. In this case, age and experience win out in our junior showmanship. I'm going to continue with our junior champion and our junior reserve champion. This jersey glides across the ring, led by this gal. And our Holstein showman has a lot more experience than these 2 young ones. But I look forward to seeing all 4 of these showmen in the future. Another round of applause for them.
Congratulations to our Reserve Grand Champion Junior Showman receiving a buckle sponsored by Valley View 4-H, Aurora Reynolds from the Caveman Critters. And congratulations to our Grand Champion Junior Showman receiving a buckle sponsored by Highmark Builders and Consulting, Hayden Christensen, also from the Caveman Critters. Way to go, and congratulations to all of our junior division showmen. We are now moving on to the intermediate division of our 4-H showman competition. Now entering the ring, we have Rayleigh Collette from the Dead End Ranchers. Nayeli Garcia from the Caveman Critters. Eisen Sanchez from the Caveman Critters. Lily Sharp from Crafty Critters. Addison Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers. Avery Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers. And rounding out the class, Andrew Workman from the Crafty Critters.
a big intermediate class today. Another round of applause for them, please. It took me a little bit to sort through this class. A lot of showmen out here. I spoke to the top three. The thing that helped them rise to the top of this class, which you can start walking out, is consistency. Their heifers were consistently well behaved. They were consistently looking at the judge. They worked on their feet placement. Their heifers' heads were held high consistently. So that's how these three rose to the top. We talked a little bit about keeping your heifer's feet up under her, making sure she's not too stretched back. This young man's arm got a little bit tired throughout the class. Have to push that head up. This young lady, very smooth, very consistent, needs to work on feet placement. And after that, we talked about quite a few things to work with these next showmen and overall just working with their heifers at home. For some heifers, this is their first show, so they're not used to the crowd, the noise. But great job to the intermediate showmen. The top three will be coming back for our runoff.
Congratulations to our 4-H intermediate showmen. In 7th place, we have from Crafty Critters, Lily Sharp. In 6th place, from Caveman Critters, Eisen Sanchez. In 5th place, from Dead End Ranchers, Addison Stanley. In 4th place, from Dead End Ranchers, Avery Stanley. And our top three will be returning for the Senior Showman Runoff for Grand and Reserve Champion after our Senior Showman class. In 3rd place, Rayleigh Collette from the Dead End Ranchers. In 2nd place, Andrew Workman from Crafty Critters. And in 1st place, Nayeli Garcia from the Caveman Critters. Now please welcome to the ring our Senior Showman class, Class 6. Now entering the ring, we have Priscilla Garcia from the Caveman Critters. Gracelyn French, also from the Caveman Critters. Amberlyn Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers. Sophie Workman from the Crafty Critters. And Declan Sharp from the Crafty Critters.
we're gonna let these heifers exit the ring now. A few of them are coming back, but they are not too happy with this. I don't know if the weather changed or what. But a round of applause for our intermediate showmen today. I had individual conversations with all the showmen, but these two ladies rose to the top. In particular, the gal in first, her heifer was very consistent, minus the 2 minutes that she had to stand there while I talked to all the competitors. But very consistent, very smooth heifer. She showed a lot of control over that heifer, really held up that head up high, making the heifer look really nice. In second, loved her intensity. We talked a little bit about holding that head up higher and being aware of that heifer and how she looks when she's in the ring. But yes, we're going to bring back the top two from our intermediate and the top three from our junior for our intermediate runoff. Or excuse me, sorry. These are senior showmen, right? Sorry, y'all. These are senior showmen, and we're going to bring back the top two seniors and the top three intermediates.
Congratulations to our senior showman for 4-H. In fifth place, Amberlyn Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers. In fourth place, Gracelyn French from the Caveman Critters. In third place, Declan Sharp from the Crafty Critters. And staying in the ring for our senior showman final, in second place, Sophie Workman from the Crafty Critters. And in first place, Priscilla Garcia from the Caveman Critters. And as I just mentioned, Priscilla and Sophie are staying in the ring, and we will be welcoming back to the ring our top three from our intermediate level, Raylee Collette from the Dead End Ranchers, Andrew Workman from the Crafty Critters, and Nayeli Garcia from the Caveman Critters.
In the show ring, we have our senior showmanship runoff. Let's give these competitors a round of applause. I pulled back both our intermediate and our senior showmen today. Our senior showmen have won out, starting with the young lady with the big white heifer. She's been very consistent in the class. I loved how much control she had over this heifer, how calm this heifer was, holding her head up so high. Our young lady in reserve, really intense today, has good control over her heifer as well. This concludes our showmanship. Let's give one more round of applause for all of our showmen today.
Congratulations to our reserve grand champion showman from the Crafty Critters, receiving a buckle sponsored by Jared and Lauren Patterson, Sophie Workman. And congratulations to our grand champion senior showman, also receiving a buckle, sponsored by R&M Steel Company, Priscilla Garcia from the Caveman Critters. All right. We are ready to roll right into our Dairy Cattle Quality Show. Class 1 is our heifer calf under 6 months. So we have 2 little ones here that are, I believe, 3 and 5 months. We've got Marshall Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers with his Guernsey calf, and Lillian Collette from the Dead End Ranchers with her Guernsey calf.
Our first heifer class today includes these cute little Guernseys that I just say they win the cuteness award for the whole show. But today, this young lady's Guernsey has a little bit more size and scale. The older of the two, the calf in second. We look forward to how she grows up, both of these animals. But size and scale went out today for our young calf class.
In second place, we have Epic, shown by Marshall Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers. And in first place, we have Harp, shown by Lillian Collette, also of the Dead End Ranchers. And Harp is ready to go take a nap. She says, I've worked hard today. We are now ready for Class 2, Senior Calf Heifers. Now entering the ring, we have Rayleigh Collette from the Dead End Ranchers. Aurora Reynolds from the Caveman Critters. Andrew Workman from the Crafty Critters. I feel like we have Meridian behind us. Lily Sharp from the Crafty Critters. Naeli Garcia from the Caveman Critters. Oh, come on, cheer for them even if they're not your club. Priscilla Garcia from the Caveman Critters. And Layla Pisca from the Nampa FFA chapter.
Okay, for this class of heifers today, I gave out 3 blues and the rest red. Starting out with this black heifer, who may not be the tallest animal in the class, but she's the most correct and the sharpest in the class. I can really appreciate her levelness of rump, that big spring of rib, correctness of the feet and legs, just a really structural, correct animal that's pretty flashy today. Following up with this white heifer, wasn't quite as correct, but still had that flashy quality that I liked. I'd like to clean up her head and neck a little bit. She's not very feminine in her head and neck. Moving on to this black heifer, which has a little bit more size and scale to her. However, her rump structure prevents her from moving up in the class today. Really appreciated her spring of rib. I'd like to see a little bit more depth of rib there. Moving on to this black heifer as well, a bit of a downhill heifer. That structural correctness prevented her from moving up in the class today. Our Guernsey, it's unusual to see a Guernsey here competing against Holsteins in Idaho. So bit of different breed standard for the Guernsey. Very structurally correct over that top line. However, her rear feet have too much of an angle today, affects her movement, but really sharp, angular heifer. These last 2 heifers in the class are carrying a bit more condition than the rest of the heifers, and while on a commercial dairy, that might be okay. Here in the show ring, we're looking for sharp, angular heifers. I'd say this heifer here is carrying a little less condition, a little sharper over the head and neck, sharper over that point of withers than our animal here in last place, which has a lot of size and scale to her today, but with that, carrying a lot of condition. Nice group of animals to start us off today.
Congratulations to our senior calf heifers. 7th place, Aurora Reynolds from the Caveman Critters. 6th place, Layla Piska from the Nampa FFA chapter. 5th place, Rayleigh Collette from the Dead End Ranchers. 4th place, Lily Sharp from the Crafty Critters. 3rd place, Priscilla Garcia from the Caveman Critters. And our top 2 who will be returning for Grand Champion, Andrew Workman from the Crafty Critters. And Nayeli Garcia from the Caveman Critters. Now entering the ring, we have Class 3, our summer yearling heifers. First of all, we have Avery Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers. Followed by Gracelyn French from the Caveman Critters. Declan Sharp from the Crafty Critters. Sophie Workman from the Crafty Critters. Chloe Betts from the Meridian FFA chapter. We just walk at a normal pace. And rounding out the class, we have Addison Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers.
For our summer yearling class, another mix of breeds, 3 breeds in a class, quite unusual, and each breed has a very different breed standard. I'm starting off with this white heifer. Really like this heifer. Tall, long, angular, structurally correct. Can really appreciate this large white heifer that we're starting off in first. Moving on, we have the Jersey. Great size and scale for a Jersey of her age. Would like to clean up that rump a little bit, straighten it out, and she could lose some condition. Moving on to the heifer in third, can appreciate the size and scale, width of body, depth of body of this Holstein heifer. Our 2 Guernseys, the Guernseys today lack the correctness of feet and legs to move up any higher in this class. This Guernsey in fourth places over the Guernsey in fifth for that size and scale, but both of them have really incorrect feet and legs that are affecting how they're tracking across the show ring. Finally, this Holstein heifer, tall heifer, but would like to see her a little longer bodied, more sharp, angular, a little more feminine today. And this is our, summer yearling class. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations to our participants in our Class 3 Summer Yearling Heifers. In 6th place from the Meridian FFA chapter, Chloe Betts with her Holstein. In 5th place from the Dead End Ranchers, Avery Stanley with her Guernsey. In 4th place, another Guernsey from the Dead End Ranchers, Addison Stanley. In 3rd place, with her Holstein heifer from the Crafty Critters, Sophie Workman. And our top 2 returning for the runoff will be from the Caveman Critters with her Jersey, Graceland French. And in first place with his Holstein, Declan Sharp from the Crafty Critters. Let's give our ring steward a hand for doing the dirty work. Way to go, Courtney. I have lots of witnesses, so when she comes to lynch me, everybody can see it. All right, now welcome to the ring, our senior yearling heifer class number 5. With his brown Swiss, Mac Holmes from the Meridian FFA chapter. With her Guernsey from the Dead End Ranchers, Amberlyn Stanley. From the Caveman Critters, Priscilla Garcia with her Holstein. And Nayeli Garcia, also from the Caveman Critters with her Holstein. Declan Sharp from the Crafty Critters with his Holstein. From the CUNA FFA chapter, Kylie Smith with her Holstein. From the Meridian FFA chapter with her Holstein, Aubrey Workman. And from the Caveman Critters 4-H Club with his Holstein, Eisen Sanchez.
All right, a big and a lot of variety in this class of senior yearlings. Once again, 3 breeds with 3 very different breed characteristics. As you could probably tell, I had a hard time choosing in this class, but I did start off with this big, tall, broad white heifer. Has a lot of size and scale to come out. Would like to give her a little more depth of body, but overall, big, broad heifer. Moving into the Guernsey, very different breed characteristic. So no, she's not the biggest in the class, but very correct for her breed. Would like to straighten her out over the top line a little bit. Can you move out? Yeah. Would like to straighten her out over the top line a little bit, depending on how the showman sets her up. She can break in the top line a little bit, but a very correct, flashy, feminine Guernsey today. Moving into our heifer in third, beat out the heifer in white due to a little bit of size and scale and width. This black heifer carries a little bit too much condition through that chest and brisket to move up any higher. Moving on to this white heifer, as I mentioned, doesn't quite have the width of body and the size and scale to beat out the heifer ahead of her. This white heifer carrying a little bit too much condition. I'd like to see her drop some of that rib a little bit. Heifer that looks different depending on the time of the class, but can't move up any higher today. Our brown Swiss, structurally, I'd like to fix those back feet and legs. She puts them out a lot, can break down that top line depending on how she's standing, but a nice brown Swiss today. This black heifer carrying a little bit too much condition, particularly throughout that head and neck, over the hooks and pins, as well as this heifer too, this speckled heifer. I'd like to see her a little bit longer from head to tail, lose some of that condition. But our class of senior yearlings will bring back the top 2.
Congratulations to our senior yearling heifers, Class 5. In 8th place, Nayeli Garcia from the Caveman Critters. In 7th place, Aubrey Workman from the Meridian FFA chapter. In 6th place, Mac Holmes from the Meridian FFA chapter. In 5th place, Priscilla Garcia from the Caveman Critters. In 4th place, Kylie Smith from the CUNA FFA chapter. In 3rd place, Declan Sharp from the Crafty Critters 4-H Club. And remaining in the ring, in 2nd place, Amberlyn Stanley from the Dead End Ranchers. And in 1st place, Eisen Sanchez from the Caveman Critters. So joining Eisen and Amberlyn will be the 1st and 2nd place heifers from the other 2 classes. We have Nayeli Garcia from the Caveman Critters. Andrew Workman from the Crafty Critters. Declan Sharp from the Crafty Critters. And Gracelyn French from the Caveman Critters.
We have our final drive for our heifers today. Please give all these competitors a big round of applause. Yeah. I'm very happy to see multiple breeds represented out here today. We saw 4 breeds today, which for this part of the world is great. I will select our grand and reserve.
Our reserve grand champion in our junior division, Nayeli Garcia from the Caveman Critters. And our grand champion heifer from the Crafty Critters, Declan Sharp. So Declan and Nayeli, don't go too far because we only have 1 senior cow, and you'll be back in for the overall in just a few minutes.
This grand champion heifer, this white heifer, really liked her in class, remembered her from this class. Tall, long, sharp, angular, very correct heifer. Happy to have her as our grand champion. And then in reserve, this younger heifer, once again, tall, long, correct. Happy to see these heifers as our grand in reserve.
Our final general class for quality for our dairy show is Class 6, Producing Cow. And we would welcome to the ring the jersey belonging to Hayden Christensen from the Caveman Critters.
Only one cow today in our cow show, a 2-year-old Jersey. You love to see the angularity, length from nose to tail, smoothness over that rump structure, great Springer rib. Would like to see her a little bit more in milk today, a little fuller throughout the udder. But this will be our class winner for our producing cow as well as our cow champion today. Give her a round of applause.
Congratulations to Hayden Christensen, our senior cow champion. In the ring now, we have Declan Sharp with his summer yearling, our junior cow champion. Nayeli Garcia with her senior calf, our junior reserve champion. And Hayden Christensen, our senior champion.
Well, this is our last class of the day, our champion drive. Thank you all for having me out here. I really appreciate the kids of the Treasure Valley and their dedication to dairy. We have 3 excellent animals out here ranging in ages. I'll go out and shake the champion's hand and follow with reserve. Well, our grand champion certainly has a cheering section today, so I don't need to ask for any more applause. I liked this white heifer in the class, been thinking about her all evening, can really appreciate her dairiness and structural correctness, and going to follow along with a heifer that's very similar. Our honorable mention cow isn't full enough in her lactation, would like to see a little bit more milk from a 2-year-old today, but overall, great dairy show, and congratulations to all of our dairy showmen today.
Congratulations to our reserve grand champion female, the senior calf from Nayeli Garcia. She will be receiving a buckle sponsored by 44 Livestock and Pet Supply. Declan's calf is celebrating. And our grand champion female is the summer yearling owned by Declan Sharp, who will be receiving a buckle sponsored by Highmark Builders and Consulting. Congratulations to all of our dairy showmen, dairy quality animals, and thank you once again to our ring steward and judge and our dairy superintendent. Thank you for all your hard work and thank you for your support of our 4-H and FFA members. Have a great evening and a wonderful rest of your fair.